We're back with some more Storm King's Thunder, the doremicom version. Amazing cast above me. And we are picking up where we left off. Everyone is currently in Zelbros. Alessandro got rescued from the demonic spider. Trapdoor spider.
I'm going to interrupt here. You're stealing my thunder
here. Oh, no. I'm just literally laying where we're at right now. What is the image that they are currently seeing? The stone giant, when you all make it back to the surface, kind of wandered off a little bit, so that's why he's no longer currently in the map area. And where we, you know what? You're right, I am stealing your thunder. Let me stop. Yeah. Bearded Texan, Smurf, make it happen. Tell us what happened last episode.
Last time on Storm King's Thunder, the party discovers an underground tunnel system by using the trapdoor as a trampoline. They come across a collective of kobold held up in a bunk room where they learn of arcane secrets held nearby. They rescue a trapped bard by the name of Sai from the webbing of two large spiders. Continuing on, they find a demon hole protected by even bigger spiders who put up even a bigger fight. Loot is collected from a nearby library, and they continue back to the surface. Let's do this.
All right, so the group is still in Zelbros. Please take a look at the map of the Sword Coat of Faerun. It is the kind of the farthest east that we're going to get to, hence the reason I cut it off. And we do have one party member missing, but the way that we address party members that are missing, they either become the object of the adventure, or we simply put them in the DM's bag of holding to come out at a later date. With that in mind, everyone has escaped the spider domain, and as they looked up into the sky, another cloud giant tower that moves on clouds arrived, and this is kind of what they saw descending down towards them. Yes, with the goofy. Yes, with the goofy wizard's hat. It's not making it up. This is actually part of Storm King's Thunder. Because of this, it's a little less. It's a little slightly less impressive than the ones that Arthur and Reginald departed in, which looked a lot more like an actual castle. This is just one tower with a papier-mâché-esque looking wizard's hat on it, and it's slowly descending.
So Arjak's gonna look up and go, kind of hold up his hands like this and go, "I think that fit on my head."
Yeah, it's still far enough away that you could probably make that assumption. Before we go any farther, Gesh,
yes,
can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Open or tower?
Let's do it in the tower. Okay. Everyone else is staring up at this cloud that's descending with this tower on it. Meanwhile, you keep hearing a voice in the back of your head, and it's you are entranced by this voice, and without looking, your body just kind of bends down. You think you pick up something, but you don't know what it is. I'm just going to leave it at that.
But is the voice actually saying anything to me that my character is coherent about at this point, or is this sort of part of the mystery of what just occurred?
So the voice that you hear is basically a bit of a voice saying, "Pick me up, take me with you." And so naturally you just bent down, and you're still looking at the tower. Okay, so if you can envision. I'll put that in my pack. I don't know what it is, and I'll worry about it later.
Oh, man, okay.
Can I make a perception check?
No,
he's behind me. Never mind.
So, yeah, the tower is north of the city as it's descending. So, everyone looking that direction.
All right.
There is nothing to see here. As the tower descends, it gets to, much like the other tower, it doesn't make it all the way to the ground. It's still a good maybe 30 feet in the air, and the cloud underneath it starts dropping little cloud staircases that descend down towards the land in Zelbros, anchoring it in place. Does anyone do anything?
Hey, this tower is very similar to the one we saw in
Succumber?
Succumber, right?
That is incorrect. The one in Succumber A did not have a stylish wizard's cap on it.
Well, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's on a cloud, basically, with a stairwell coming from the cloud to the earth.
And what you did notice is that the staircase is humanoid size. It's not cloud giant size.
This one.
This one. The other one, the stairs were enormous. I mean, they were 10 feet tall as you kind of went up, each stair, right? This one's like 30 feet from the ground, and there's this, you kind of look at it and you're like, well, if I had to throw a guess in the wind, it'd be like 200 stairs going up to this thing.
Well, it looks like somebody's inviting us up.
Yes, I was beginning to think the same thing.
That you do notice that the cloud platform that the tower's on is also much smaller. Okay, the door, because you can see the door to the castle that. Sorry. Sit down, please. Okay, the door to the castle for Arthur and Reginald also much larger. The door here, granted it's far away, but even from far away, you're like, that's smaller than the other one. Okay.
Hello up there.
Well, let's go on up.
Traven's going to look at the group and say, the Loyal Fury directed us here for a reason. Perhaps this is the reason.
I already yelled.
Arjak's going to pull a spider fang out of his chest and go, I'm still bleeding.
From what?
He's still wounded from the last fight.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you are.
Looks like everybody is. Except for me.
Yeah, because you were healed by the new bard.
Cool.
Who's also hurt.
So, are you, as a group, ascending? Are you attending to Arjak? What's going on? I just kind of need an answer from the group in general.
I mean, I can drink a potion of healing if need be, but...
I'm out of spells.
I am none the wiser.
I will, as we go to ascend the stairs, I put my hand on his back and I will tell him that he will be fine. Let's go up the steps, and I'll dump my last 15 of lay on hands into him.
Okay. So now I already did it, Smurf.
Oh,
thank you.
And we're gonna say at this point the temp healing point or hit points are gone.
Yeah.
Well, if you were injured, they're gone, but they last hours.
Oh,
hours.
Everyone who had them had taken more wounds than the temp hit points would have been.
Okay.
So you all ascend the staircase. It's quite a long trek. You're going up quite a few stairs.
So nobody answered when I yelled up?
No one answered.
Oh, wow.
So you ascend about 2/3 of the way up, and this giant, which I'm going to send to you all.
I was going to say, could I try to yell something?
Sure, you could. I'll wait. He's still in his tower. Go ahead.
So Arjak will walk up and go, "Hey, you guys!" And see if anything happens.
In giant or in common?
In giant.
Nothing happens.
Yes, we're gonna do it. Oh.
It didn't matter. So when we
get it.
No, well, again, you have to remember, giant doors are really thick. You're still far away, right? If you kind of remember the whole notion of when you were in Succumber and people were using paper megaphones to try to project their voice up there, right? It's just the wind is not completely docile too, so your voice kind of gets lost as it travels that distance, right?
Fair enough.
So eventually this older cloud giant, and I say older because they're defined wrinkles and laugh lines and all sorts of things that you can clearly see kind of dotting his face. And he doesn't walk with the same sort of posture that Arthur and Reginald walked out. And he's also much shorter for being a cloud giant with the same colored skin and then, you know, transporting himself around within this cloud vehicle. He looks out to the staircase. Y'all have quite a bit to go, and he's just like, I'm looking forward to meeting you. This will be fun. Come in as soon as you can. And he just...
Can I insight check him?
Sure. Absolutely.
In the tower.
Can I aid her with that?
No, you can insight check him yourself, though, if you'd like.
In the tower?
Sure. Let's do it in the tower. Okay, so both of you come to the same conclusion. He's a giant. He stepped out. He walked back in. And you're actually kind of left with yeah, no idea.
All right. Oh, I heard an echo.
So, I'm thinking we should maybe go in just so we can be a little hospitable.
Yep.
Well, I think he said we were 2/3 of the way up. We still got a ways to go.
Yeah, so over the course of the next, 10, 15 minutes of stair climbing, you make it to the front door. The door is left open. I'm going to go ahead and give you the map of the entire place. I don't think this really gives anything away. He was very much interested, in sharing this information with you. I actually have to double check. I'm pretty sure that every square is still 5 feet, not 10-foot square. But this is kind of the layout of his tower. As you kind of walk in, just the immense proportions of everything. It's smaller than the other one, but now you're kind of worrying, like, the thing that keeps going through your mind is, holy cow, how big was the other ship that Arthur and Reginald took off in? Because this is massive. This is a massive construct. Mm-hmm. You walk in, and he's sitting in the chair in the first place, and he kind of snaps his finger, and these like series of little pillows kind of just manifest themselves and scatter around in the room. And he looks out at you and he goes, "Please welcome. I feel like I'm here for a purpose that you all were meant to come with me. My name is Zephyros. Zephyros. No, Zephyros.
Which
Zephyros.
one is it?
How about we just call you Z?
That would be quite lovely.
Greetings, Z.
Greetings.
I am Traven.
How do you know us?
I mean, we're kind of that neat, huh?
You are. I find small folk to be very interesting in their ability to get in trouble. It's a rare find to truly. And please, as I'm putting you on the map, especially you, Aiden, if you feel that
Arjack is slightly offended at being called small.
Yes, her name is Alessandra, and she doesn't get into much trouble. I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, I find for the...
I think we're all small.
Speak for yourself.
So
To him,
the
yes.
giant speaking to you is 24 feet tall. Okay, so while shorter than Arthur and Reginald, who were a whopping 26 feet tall, and storm giant size, this is actually, I'm going to take that back. He's 22 feet tall, but still incredibly sizable individual. Really,
But he
I need
wears
to go-
risers,
Say that again, John.
He wears
But he wears disco risers for that extra 2 feet.
got platform shoes.
Absolutely. I find it's the only way to get your groove on. Hope that's okay. He's let me see if I can pull out the Zephyros. How is it fierce? Nope. So for whatever reason, unfortunately, I have found that I don't have an icon for the giant himself, which is kind of crazy to me.
It is.
So it is what it is. And but he's sitting in that chair. We're just going to say that for right now. He kind of mentions that, yes, I felt like I was told, like there's a voice in my head that tells me to pick up things, or tells me to, I can't remember. And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, he goes, "Are you all ready to go?"
What?
Go where?
Yup.
I know I was supposed to take you somewhere. Well, where would you like to go?
You know anywhere with some lady folk?
Perhaps the Golden Fields?
I can do that. I know where that is. And you can hear a small rush of wind coming from outside.
Can
What?
we see outside?
Yeah, absolutely. The door is still wide open, so everything south of where you're at leads to its, like, the cloud. I mean, the sky.
I'll turn and look.
Okay? And you kind of get the notion as the denseness of the cloud is starting to get more compact in the front. The thing that kind of registers in your mind is the possibility that the stairs are being retracted.
Landing gear up, huh?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
It's the only way we can fly is if I'm no longer connected to the ground.
That kind of makes sense to me. Why does your keep have a hat?
I like making a fashion statement, and unlike many of my counterparts, I fancy myself a wizard.
Oh?
Very well. So what brought you to this ruined city?
I need to ask you a question. Bruce, do you know what plane of existence Torm lives on?
Do I know?
Yes.
Or yeah, he originally was from the prime material plane because he used to be a person.
Okay. And where is he now?
Well, I believe it's the mountain, Mount Celestia.
Okay. And what about Shantae? Do you know?
Do I know?
Oh, does Abby know?
Does Abby know?
Oh, Abby doesn't know, but Aiden would know.
Okay. So he makes references to Mount Celestia. He's just like, I put my feelers out into the world to understand what it is that can be done with the dire situation that the giants find themselves in. And then he takes a moment and he steadies himself on his desk. And then he looks up, Mount Celestia, and then he looks back down on his desk. And he's tapping back and forth, and he goes, I'm sorry, what was the question again?
What brought you to Zelbros?
The voices told me to come here.
The voices.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
You have voices that talk to you in your head?
No, that's silly. I mean, yes.
Well,
Oh dear.
Do
We're flying
they
with
have
a crazy
names?
giant.
I'm sorry. There's too many questions all at once. Zephyros cannot understand. What is the question?
Do they have names?
No. Nah, maybe. I never asked them.
I got a question.
Yes?
Can I take a look around?
Absolutely. Have fun. You can be wherever you want to be.
Is it? I can go upstairs and stuff like that, I assume.
Yes, I can't remember though. I need 2 seconds because I can't remember if it's capable for you to just literally jump into the other areas or if there's a non-identified staircase. So while that's going on, are there any other questions?
Gotta be this circle.
I think both Aiden and Gesh are like, we're flying through the air and a giant stone block on a cloud with a crazy giant.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
pretty
think
much
this
your
is
freak
a
out.
very
Yeah.
good idea.
I mean, granted, we were just down a hole with a demon spider. I mean, is this all that strange for us?
Yes.
Isn't everything strange?
So, if everything's strange, is anything really strange?
Yes, everything's strange.
So he goes, you inquisitive, slightly smaller than or slightly taller than small folk person. And all of a sudden, you notice you're levitating.
Oh, yeah. He does kind of the float, like Charlie in the Chocolate
yeah.
Factory float.
I don't think levitate is that high.
Or is it, am I levitating or floating?
I cannot define it. You just know that you have the sensation of being able to lift up through the air.
Like, okay, so like if
flying.
I need to know if I try to go higher, will I go higher?
Well, I can either tell you to make an Arcana check if you really want to try to determine the spell, or you can just do it.
Hold on.
Okay, so while that's going on,
You don't know any Arcana.
He's just gonna push off the ground.
okay, hard.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you push off hard, and and you feel yourself being flung at a kind of accelerated rate than you meant, and Zephyrus shows an unnatural lucidity all of a sudden as he vaults onto his table and grabs you by the feet and goes, "You got to be careful not to just expel yourself out the top of the tower."
Oh.
And then he does one of these where he kind of grabs your leg and does that. You'll have much more control. Now, where was I? And he sits right back down.
What did the voices tell you about Zelbras?
I was told that there would be a necessary thing that if good was to prevail, I must come to Zelbras. And I like good. Good is good.
It is.
It's better than bad. I don't like bad.
He is right.
Well, I guess that it's cool that we met you.
You know, for someone so small, you have a lot of noise about you.
Yeah, people say that a lot.
Draven, look at me!
So Zelbras left you in a state where I can't show you because it creates too much of a distance and you can't really right. But super quick, let's move you into here. And as you're floating around, he didn't quite give you enough oomph to get you up to the top of the tower, but you're now effectively kind of floating with your body parallel to the ground, and you're kind of doing this helicopter rotation, right? And you're seeing what must be the giant's immense bedroom.
Oh, Arjak would encourage the spin and just get excited about it.
It doesn't take much effort. Whatever spell landed on you was sufficient to give you some notion of control. Let me know when you stop spinning, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, everyone that's down on the main floor. He kind of looks up, and again, he stares straight at Aiden for just a second, and he goes, "The world expects a lot of great things from you."
No, you must be confused. You're thinking of someone else.
No, I'm sure I heard someone. I don't know. Someone told me something to watch for you. And then he.
No.
Well, you can deny your destiny as much as you want, but it doesn't stop it from coming true.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that right, Gash? He knows your name. You never said it.
Well, I personally feel that destiny is on our own hands, but our ancestors do guide us to the correct path.
Yes, I expected you to say that. He kind of smiles, and he kind of gives a knowing nod, like, you hear the voices too. It's actually what you hear him say to you mentally.
So
There's way too many people in here now.
So once you drop us off, right?
No, don't use the word drop. Now, gently put us back down. We're very high up.
I mean, I think he's intelligent enough to know that I don't mean drop us on the ground from a great height to kill us.
He's answering twice for every question and contradicting both of them. I think you're taking some liberty here.
You are literally making no sense. And people say I'm the crazy one.
Y'all
No,
are
they
talking
still
out
say
loud,
that.
right? I just want to make sure about this. Y'all are talking out loud. This isn't players talking about things, right? This is what your characters are saying.
This is
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is roleplay.
You kind of see Zephyros sit up a little bit and he goes, I don't litter. And then takes a drink.
Well, anyway, so when you drop us off, how do we get in contact with you again?
Get the Uber app. Giant Uber.
He's trying looking for some cloud giant hookup. We're what? What?
I guess I'll just be pointed in your direction again. I didn't know you before, and here I am.
Okay.
Here you
Good
are.
point.
Well, just thinking if we get into some trouble that we could use some help on.
Can I get a Constitution save from Arjak, since you've been spinning this entire time?
Whee! You want to end the tower?
Yes. Oh, you're good. So you fight the urge to just spew vomit everywhere, and you kind of slow yourself down a little bit, and you're taking a small break.
No,
Up
he just
on
spins
the-
himself the other way.
Up on the second
Actually, he
floor,
would.
though, you see what appears to be a tear in the sky.
What?
Oh, I do?
Yes, it's just a tear. It's
Well, that's interesting.
and as the because everyone starts to feel the clouds shake just a little bit, and it's starting to move. You can hear the wind kind of coming in and out of the tower's windows, so it is moving at this point. Arjak, you're noticing that the tear stays suspended in such a way that the fact that the tower is moving, it doesn't pass through. Does that make sense?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
How fast is the tower flying? Could we approximate?
You don't really know because you're too high up, right? There's no gauge. When evidently after the stairs came back up, it elevated itself considerably off the ground.
Yeah.
And so even if you're looking out the windows and trying to gauge, first off, you're not close enough to a window to see the stuff moving underneath you,
Okay.
and no one else in the tower currently is close enough to a tower edge to know.
I'm just trying to figure out if I'm setting an airspeed record as a Goliath right now.
I don't know because I heard a rumor about a Goliath falling from the back of a dragon. So I don't know if the limit of air propulsion against that giant coming straight to the ground would necessarily beat your current record. I'm pretty sure that would.
Okay. So
Maintained
challenges.
altitude, maybe.
So, can I explore the room at all that I'm in?
So you'll have to kind of do the breaststroke through
Right.
the air in order to kind of get, and it allows you to kind of move
Can I
slightly
take
over,
a pair-
but you're
take a pair of
moving at
arrows and,
you're moving at 10 feet as opposed to 30 feet when you're doing this. You notice that your sideways motion far less useful than your up and down motion.
So, can I use a pair of arrows, kind of like ski poles on the ground?
No, because you're currently in the center of that opening,
Oh.
right? So there's
Gotcha.
nothing to
Okay.
clamp it onto, right? So
Okay.
we'll come back to you. Anyone else have anything that they would like to talk to Zephyros? He kind of asked whether or not anyone wants refreshments. If you're hungry, if you're thirsty. He recognizes that this is a good chance for him to actually have conversations with people who exist.
Ask for peanuts.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. House Zephyros. Hero of the Giant Kin.
Yes?
What is going on with your kind right now? You yourself said you came to help us because to help with the terrible things that are going on with the giants. What is this ordning thing we've heard about and these chaos that somehow ensued amongst the giant kind? One answer would be preferable, if you don't mind.
Well, I remember that before I started doing my research that the ordning doesn't exist anymore. I'm worried about it. I wasn't sure how to cope with it myself, so I sought intervention from a higher powers. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's how I came to be here.
How did the ordning come to an end?
So, Tiamat was supposed to appear, and you small folk, maybe not you exactly, but you small folk stopped it. And Amun the Allfather said, this was our domain, and we didn't intervene against our lifetime enemies. The dragons I'm talking about, not the little folk. And he takes long pauses in between as he's trying to explain this to you, because you see that he's like reaching for what that next thought is. And Amun said that the current order was ineffective and that we should have been in the middle of that fight. So he decided that we were no longer being led correctly, and he dissolved. And when Amun dissolves, no giants feel the need to follow other giants anymore, which is inherently bad for you all, because there's a lot of giants that aren't good. And with that, he kind of stands up for a second from his chair and bows like he gave a performance, and then he sits back down.
But you're good, right?
Can Arjak yell from the roof?
Sure.
Good is good!
That's right, you smaller fella. Good is good, and I like being good. Pretty sure.
What,
Okay.
do we know? I mean, what type of giant are you, Zephyros?
I'm a cloud giant.
Okay.
And he kind of like moves his hands around like,
Duh.
duh?
I might be slow, but...
Are there your type of giant that are not good?
We're not all good, but is there a human that aren't good?
Yes, that there are. There are
Then
evil.
he kind of raises his hand. I'm sure there's cloud giants that aren't good too.
Are there?
What
are there?
about? Do you know Reginald or what's the other guy's name? Is it Arthur or something?
Arthur.
Arthur. Do you know a Sir Reginald and a Sir Arthur?
Those whippersnappers, yeah.
Are they good?
Well, they're a little pompous, but I mean, I don't see that as bad.
Okay.
I don't think they're evil. They could be, but man, they wasted their time being good for so long. It doesn't make sense why they'd be evil.
So, are you not seeking a higher level in the giant kind status yourself?
And he puts his head in his hand. I am looking for a way that the ordning, no matter how it plays out, doesn't play out where the naturally evil giants are on top. That's all I want. Because I don't have as many years as some of the other giants. And I don't want my final days to be spent... I'm sorry, what was the question?
How old are you, Zephyros?
I feel very old. No. That's not how old I am. And then he looks back at you.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
Can I do like, I don't know, can I like do an Arcana check to see if there's like anything magical, like
Do you want to do a
affecting
detect
him?
magic here? Is that what you're saying? In a
I don't
floating
have that
cloud?
No, on him, like an insight
Magic.
check.
Ah, I can't see!
Like a magical insight check on him.
Oh, if you want to check to see if he's magical?
Yeah, if something's affecting him.
Okay, so if you get... Are you getting this... Are you closer to him than you are now? Are you getting right up to him?
Yeah, I was here.
Yeah. I'm saying, are you going to actually continue? So by the time you get to right next to his chair, he kind of puts his palm down like this on the ground and says, "Do you want to lift, little lady?"
Oh, sure.
And so he puts you on the top of the table. Gently, he doesn't do it rough.
Yeah, this is much more comfortable. My neck was hurting me before.
My neck hurts me all the time.
Yeah. So you said that you're a wizard, right? Or you pretend to be a wizard?
No. I can do cool things. He goes... And unfortunately, Gash is left with I did it better than when I did the play. As these like fireworks kind of go off left and right. He's just doing little prestidigitation type stuff.
Yeah. I could do that too. And I'll just like do it with him.
Oh, this is fun. And then he starts creating kind of a game with you. Like he'll create like what you can kind of tell as like a 9 square of fireworks, but one's left empty, and he's like trying to figure out if you're going to figure out to, put yours there, and then all of a sudden he'll create a different image and same sort of thing. He's really amused, and he loses all intention of speaking as he's playing this game with you.
Can I do my check now?
Yeah, absolutely.
While he's playing that game,
Like Arcana?
Sure.
In the tower or in the open?
Let's do it in the tower. Traben, what are you doing while this is going on?
Looking at these, are they statues?
Yes, they are huge. Let me see if I can get an actual description of the tower. Okay. So, unfortunately, there's no real good description. Oh, here we go. The first floor. The tower rests atop of a cloud that feels solid underfoot. An open archway leads to an empty vestibule, on the back of which hangs a thin, translucent blue curtain that flaps in the breeze. Beyond the curtain lies, and that's kind of the little blue squiggly line in the south section. Lies a 100-foot high hexagonal chamber containing a giant-sized wooden table, a stone chair. Dangling from the ceiling by iron chains are six crystal spheres with continual flame spells cast in them. The illuminated spheres keep the room brightly lit. And basically, it doesn't go into describing what the two statues are, but effectively, it is a kind of in the cloud giant sense of the word, it'd be their Adam and Eve.
Oh.
Okay, So it's a male and a female cloud giant, and they have markings that Arjak, before he floated in the sky, would have been able to kind of identify that's kind of a because it's written in giant in such a way that it's understood as the firstborn cloud giant on both sides.
Oh, okay.
So the second floor, this level of the tower has an 80-foot high ceiling, tall, slender windows set with panes of stained glass. Furnishings include a giant-sized bed, an enormous wooden chest. Stone shelves protrude from the wall at heights of 20, 40, and 60 feet, and those shelves bear the weight of Zephyros's vast collection of journals. Floating 10 feet above the floor is a navigation orb that Zephyros uses to control the movement of the tower, which he doesn't actually have to be physically present there, but that's the source of the steering mechanism.
Should have never told
Arjax
that, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not, but he tried to open a door and it didn't end up well there either, so...
Can I float over to the steering mechanism?
I mean, would you recognize it as
Yeah,
that?
I think you'd have to give me an Arcana check. You might see this orb, and that orb might be sufficient for you to be like, I still want to know what that is, but... anything else? Oh, you have no clue what that orb is.
Is it shiny?
No, it's dullish blue color, but it is floating. That's the only thing that catches your attention.
Is there like cloud stuff coming off of it?
No. It's
No,
just
that's
this
not-
blue orb that's sitting
I don't care about that. I want to go
Yeah.
back down.
Well, the other thing is the crack in the sky is much more of an interesting thing to you than the blue orb.
Okay.
I don't know. That sounds like T-ball to me.
I want to go back down and tell them and be like, there's a giant, like, the demon hole? You know how it was kind of jaggedy shaped? It's one of those in the sky.
So I'm assuming you're saying this loud enough that everyone hears.
Yeah,
right?
and I want to start working my way back down.
Okay,
So
so
does
as
my Arcana check not find anything?
I'm sorry, I apologize. Let's take a look at what yours Arcana check showed. So you did a pretty good job. What exactly do you want to know?
I wanted to see if, like, maybe there was something magical in terms of the reason why he can hear voices.
So
If
you
it
wouldn't
was-
necessarily be able to tell that, but
Like a spell or something on him.
there's nothing currently on him.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely it could be old age, but it could be something more. It's just
Okay.
that there's nothing that you can see on him that goes, oh, clearly that's the reason why he's hearing voices.
Right.
Right. So, anything else that I can explain or whatever to the group?
I'm
Arjak, do
going
you
to ask
land?
him if the name Guh means anything to him.
And so he's sitting there playing that magic spell with Elisandra, and all of a sudden he hears the word "guh," and he looks over to you and he goes, "A monstrosity. That. Oh, it's so hard to look at."
Who is he, or she, or it?
And you kind of he takes a minute to start thinking back again to what it was that you were asking him, and he kind of looks up. They tell me not to tell you. You're not
Hey?
ready for it yet. They're afraid that if I tell you, yes, I understand. They're afraid that if they're afraid. I know. I got it. They're afraid that if I tell you, you'll go after Guh, and you're not ready yet. Torm says hi.
What, you're speaking? You're speaking to the Loyal Fury right now?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's not a name I know.
Gonna walk over here.
They're playing like Candy Crush.
Yeah, that's effectively what they're doing right now.
I whisper, Traven,
Well, I would stop as
Traven?
soon as they were trying to
Yes, Aiden.
can you do that thing where you sense all sorts of evils and not evils?
It doesn't really sense evil and not evil. It allows me to know if there are any.
Okay, well, can you do it?
I
Like
can.
now?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, and just before you do it, Zephyros looks up and goes, "By the way, are those comfortable enough for you to sleep on?" And it's the little pillows that he kind of left everywhere.
Are they?
I'm sure they will be fine.
They're incredibly plush. Like when you lay down on them, you're like, "Wow,
Well,
this is like
exactly
the
how-
perfect support. This is more comfortable than any bed I've ever been on." Because
Sleep
literally,
on.
the inside of the pillow is cloud.
Oh.
I sleep on.
So it's a
exactly how
Cerna?
long are we going to be in this tower?
He's like, "Well, if you want to go to Golden Fields, 5 days." By the way, did it help getting you to Zelbros faster?
What?
You made it to Zelbros really quickly, didn't you?
Yes.
I was blowing on your back.
I just looked to Gash. This guy is Looney Tunes, and I don't think I feel comfortable here anymore. And that's saying a lot, that I'd rather be back where those spiders were.
Well, little sister, unless you grew wings in the last 10 to 15 minutes, I think we're unfortunately stuck.
I don't like being stuck.
Well, for I'm sure a good 5 minutes or so, you could be free before the Earth catches up to you.
Okay, so I'm sorry. What this circle that you created, Traven? I'm sure that's your circle, right?
That's the 60-foot radius.
That's his anti-magic shell he just cast, and we're now
Oh.
plummeting toward...
No. Great. So,
That's for
unfortunately, with
his
60
divine
feet, you wouldn't be able to sense anything above the floor you're in, since the ceilings are 100 feet tall, right?
Right.
But everything that is currently in what you are on the floor you're looking at, there's not a single demonic, abyssal, infernal. What other things do you check for?
Celestial, fiend, or undead.
You don't see any of those.
Okay, and I'll look at Aiden and tell her that I sense no fiends, I sense no undead, I sense no celestials, I sense nothing except an old doddering giant that seems to be communicating with our deities in some way.
They were very helpful, by the way. And he stops for a second. They were very helpful.
As they should be.
Yes, they were.
Do you think that we could make a stop on the way to Golden Field?
Let's make a stop. Give me a second. Pixel is refusing to not keep crying until I let her out. Give me a second.
I'll be right back, too.
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
So I know. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Give me just one more second.
Oh, we lost the two ladies as it is.
Sit down. Good. Sit. Good. Sit. Give me a paw. Thank you. Okay. So. All right.
Abby and Krista also just walked away, so you just give them a second.
Sure. Did any of the three of you want to do anything else while we were still traveling?
Desh is desperately trying not to rock, literally, the boat in any way, because he's feeling that his situation is very precarious, so he's just pretty much trying to keep the low. Now that he understands he's going to be doing this for a few days, it's like, oh. Food would be good. That's about the only thing he would ask, yeah.
So, because none of y'all took any of the wagon or the horses or anything, he just kind of snaps his finger and a plush setup of food on a smaller sized table appears, and he's like, all you have to do is ask. By the way, your horses are safe.
Oh, very kind of you. Thank you.
Now, Z, I know my red dragon buddy here is a big fan of buttery liver. You don't happen to have any of that for him, do you?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so, but it was worth asking. I think it's kind of weird.
Me too, but when he says it so loudly that it's clearly not a whisper.
Uh-huh.
Traven will eat.
Okay. Traven, you eat. It is by far and away the most succulent meal you've had since arriving
Ever?
to Daggerford. Well, I mean, since the beginning of this adventure, so as far as I'm concerned, yes, forever. It's an amazing meal. You start to think about, like, oh, this would be really good if I had salt, and all of a sudden salt shows up in your hand. Like, anything that you can possibly want as far as food is concerned just magically appears either before you, in your hand, whatever it is.
So Arjak will imagine a like the turkey legs you get at the fair.
Yeah.
He's gonna do that, but an ostrich.
I'm sorry.
And the cycle continues. Lap, lap, lap. Out, in, lap, lap, lap.
Okay. Maybe she had to. I guess she had to drink more water before she was fully charged and ready to go.
There you go.
I had to psych myself up for going outside.
So what you were asking for a turkey leg, but what now?
But like an ostrich leg.
Okay, so what happens is you start thinking about this, and your imagination you find yourself that your imagination runs a little bit more wild than what you intended, and next thing you know, it's a rock leg that just, and it's like, it's massive. You get bowled over by this massive thing that's just, so it's a huge, I mean, it's a massive.
So it's like on top of me?
Yes.
Can I just like lie there and eat as
Yes.
it's on top of me? Okay.
Absolutely. You are.
Arjak is a happy man.
Yes. You kind of notice that everything, like, there is a strong, where Arthur and Reginald were very, like, not dismissive, but they weren't, like, overly excited about small people. It's just they weren't evil, right? And they were willing to have conversation. Zephyros feels more like a doting grandfather. So every time you all seem to want something or need something, you find that he's very amiable to make whatever you're asking for happen.
I'm going to curl up on a pillow and spoon my giant rock leg and just kind of eat myself to sleep.
Yes, that's totally fine. He's happy to let that happen.
It's nice to see that Arjak has grown to love his food, but perhaps it's a little bit too much loving of the food.
I worry about him sometimes.
Arjak or Zephyros? Zephyros.
Arjak. But this food is amazing. It would be perfect for Torm's table.
And the second you say that, you kind of notice, like, iconography of Torm, like, that would be like the leaf of the table appear and just kind of drape off both sides.
He's...
Yeah.
He is... I haven't prayed. It must be past time to pray. He's going to find a place. Which way is east?
And Zephyros looks for a second. He's like, we're headed he kind of puts his thumb behind him, so it's like opposite the entrance of the tower.
So he's he's going through all his prayers.
There's something that happens when you're doing your prayer, and you hear Zephyros go, I don't know where to send them. You could swear that you kind of hear in the distance of your prayer, in the back of your mind, Torm is saying, no matter what they say, take them to Golden Fields. Okay, if you think Golden Fields is the right place, fine. We'll go there. It's not much to see.
Well, that's the reason I said we should go there, was because of that note we found.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is there's been times where he's been like talking to air, Zephyros, and when you're doing your prayer for that moment, you can almost hear the other side of the conversation. And then you hear something that Torm says, and he goes, I still don't have an answer for you as far as your situation is concerned. I apologize, but you got to stop asking. and then Zephyros is like, but I don't want evil to win.
Oh. So when Traven's done, he will again go back to Aiden and Gesh and say, I could. He is communing with the gods. I'm telling you, this guy, this being is communing with the gods.
Traven, did you start hearing all this after you ate some of the food, drink some of the wine?
Well, yes.
Okay, Traven, he's talking to your god. We understand.
And then,
how about you, Aiden? Are you hearing your god?
No, but I haven't prayed yet.
Arjek has fallen asleep with his teeth in the rock leg, and he's like drooling on it.
It's right at that. Can I need a wisdom save again from Gesh? So, Gesh, just as you're like kind of scolding Traven a little bit from over drinking, you hear that you take a second and pause, and you're like, did I just hear that right? And you could have sworn you heard a voice going, no, they're going too fast. They'll ruin everything. And that's it.
Do I recall in that fuzzy memory picking up something and putting it in my stuff? Or is that like more of a dream-like memory?
It's more of a dream-like memory, but it's a vivid dream, right? So if I don't know that I would
Almost like deja vu or something.
Yeah, like you kind of pat your pockets where you thought you put it, and you're like, it's not there. Did I dream that I picked that up?
Right, that's what I was wondering. Okay, thank you. So being adept at voices in my head, I'm going to just let that ride for a moment.
Right. You're a warlock now, right?
Correct.
Who's your patron?
Interesting story, that.
And no character can know this other than this is a DM question.
The actual patron is indeed an archfiend who's pretending to be a dragon ancestor, convincing me that I'm working my way towards my dragon kind by assisting him in what he's doing.
In times where you've communed with him or with your patron, you've never there's some doubt in your mind where you kind of hear two voices meld into one, a female voice and your patron's voice.
Okay.
Speaking. So again, you shake it a little bit like, what, like, that's weird, right? But Zephyros, everyone having eaten, kind of in his own way, kind of moves over towards you and like all of a sudden he has this like really soft blanket of cloud in his hand, and he gently puts it on top of Arjak, and he kind of looks down at you all, at the rest of you, and go, "Well, are you planning on sleeping soon?"
Yes, I do feel a little tired.
Okay, well, as soon as you lay down, he does the same thing to you. He goes, "Get a good night's rest. I have something fun to show you tomorrow morning." And with that, he kind of pushes himself off the ground and disappears into the second floor.
Yeah, hand gliding. That's what he's going to show us.
Wait. I wanted to know if we could stop somewhere on the way.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, you did have that question before he left. What was the? Where did you want to stop?
Can we stop at Ulevin for like supplies and stuff?
Where?
Ulevin?
Ulevin?
Yeah. That's on the way.
And you kind of hear him, he kind of cranes his head up, and you kind of recognize this is him listening to other people talk to him. I'll see what I can do. And then after that, he kind of, he gently places you off the table so you can go sleep on much more comfortable things, and then he disappears into the upstairs. Okay, so this is your time. I need y'all to let me know what you plan on doing as you are spending the night. This is kind of slightly different as far as like what you plan to do. As far as, are you still keeping a watch? Are you just all going to get sleep? Is there something that you want to do while you're here?
Long rest?
Oh, long rest. Yeah. And let me
Long
go ahead and
rest.
just.
Well, I mean, that's actually a group discussion that I guess would prefer that we keep our watches up. I mean, I think we should still do watches, just, you know, in case. I don't know what a watch would consist of here since we're inside a tower, but I would feel more comfortable knowing that one of the more coherent of us, who looks over at Traven, was still awake during each part of the evening.
I'm very coherent.
Yes, you are.
So, do you all plan on doing watch? Yes, no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to speed through it because you do watch, but nothing happens. And the rest that you do get, it's one of those things where even if you only got 6 hours of sleep, it would have classified as a long rest. It is the most, when you all shift watches, you actually have this moment of like, oh man, this is way too comfortable. I don't really want to get up, right? Man, I'm spoiled. This is gonna suck when we're back on ground.
I wonder if we could take this pillow with us.
Sometime in the mid-morning, all prayers are done. Abby, you have a small commune with Shantea. Is there anything you do special regarding that time?
No, but I'm going to be all confused now because I don't know where to do my planting.
Oh, yeah. So unfortunately, this whole tower is either stone or cloud. So, I mean, you can leave the tower if you want, but that puts you awfully close to the edge.
No, I'm not going to die for it.
I'm just saying.
Oh, really?
It's understandable.
So, it's mid-morning, approximately, let's say, 10 a.m. The giant kind of eases himself back down to the ground. He makes a comment, I trust that I've done everything I can to make sure you've had a well-rested evening. Are you interested in seeing the cool thing I have?
Is the cool thing
Yes.
scary?
Yes.
So he puts his hands out and kind of invites you all to step on board.
Okay.
It'll be fine, Aiden. I promise you.
So
You
y'all
can-
have to just.
You can
y'all
hold my hand if you want to, Aiden.
So I'll let
She'll
y'all think about it.
begrudgingly, yeah.
Okay. So he looks at, he raises his hand, so now you're a good 16 feet off the ground, and he looks at you, Aiden, and he goes, I'll travel slowly. It'll be safe. And he pushes himself off the ground, and he traverses through to the top part of the tower. And so now you are on the 3rd floor. Can you all individually move yourselves to the top of the map? Because I didn't lock tokens, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Is there a ceiling here, or are we like, oh yeah, we're under the hat, right?
Yes, you're under the hat. There's no, you don't see out the top. Let's make sure. This, okay. So, the highest level of the tower has open archways set into its walls. 4 griffins have made their nest in the area. And when he lets you all down, he kind of walks forward and he pets the griffins in such a way and kind of like picks it up and pets the griffins. And the griffins kind of nuzzle up against him and make an odd, almost purring sound. Currently there are 4, and he's like, oh goody. Then everyone gets a chance to see one. There's 4 nests up here. He kind of makes not an offhanded remark, but just comments. He's like, sometimes there's only one up here, and he starts kind of stroking its feathers back.
If one bites me, my father will hear about it.
Why would they bite you?
No, that was an out of character.
Arjack is continuing to chew on a piece of leg he brought with him from the night before.
Leg?
Yeah. He had a giant rock leg he was eating on.
Oh, a bird rock. I was thought you were chewing on a sculpture.
Yeah, no.
I totally
sorry.
thought that
Bird
too.
rock.
Those are glorious animals, sir. Are they yours?
He's like, no, but I noticed that when I put these nests up here, they just show up sometimes. And he just kind of pets him. He's like, I knew they'd be here because you all were here.
I am
begets
not
good.
getting on that thing.
Okay, well, we can ride it.
No.
He kind of looks,
Draw the line.
he kind of tilts your head, and I'm like, he goes, I think I would start by just befriending it.
What do they eat?
He goes, whatever I feed them. Clicks a finger, and all of a sudden there's
Halflings?
a bunch of little mice all running, like kind of giant rats running all around, and the griffins go crazy. He treats them like they're cats. Like, not that they're these flying creatures, but that they're cats, literally. And the griffins like scurry all around, and it's actually an amusing sight to see. Just these griffins. One of the big giant rats goes right between Aiden and Elsandra, and the griffin kind of runs up and then takes a minute and sits back down and just kind of stares at the rat. It's waiting for it to like not be near you all, and as soon as it kind of cuts back around the nest, it kind of jumps over the nest and gobbles it up. He's like, well, that was fun. You know, I have to really take a minute to do my trance. Can I leave you all up here?
Can we
Sure.
get back down if need be?
He's like,
Could you put a whole bunch of pillows at the bottom so if we jump down, we land in a giant pile of pillows?
that I can do. That's much easier than casting that many spells. And he puts it right there at the hole, and he kind of pushes it, but you notice it takes a really long time as it's starting to flow down to the bottom of the stairs. He just kind of zips by. It's like, it'll be at the bottom soon. And you kind of... he kind of disappears into the 2nd floor.
Alright, Jack, I'll bet you 5 gold you can't body surf that blue one all the way down to the ground.
I would, but I feel like the griffins are more important right now.
Oh, alright, that's fine. Just give me the 5 gold then.
No, I never agreed to nothing. We didn't cut our palms and shake on it like blood men.
Okay. Good point, Dad.
Yeah.
What are the Mickey Mouse ears on the tower here?
So those are actually, if you look at, let me share this image.
Yeah.
There's this, like the little side towers. If you're in his bedroom, if you're in his bed, enough. Relax. Stop being so ornery. Okay, so if you're in his on the second floor, there's these like side towers, and those are the tops of the side towers. It kind of the tower gets a little bit smaller as it keeps going up.
Yep. So how do the hippogriffs, you said, right, or griffins?
Griffins.
Griffins. How are they coming in and out?
So there's the way the hat lips up slightly. They kind of squeeze themselves in and out of a hole that's about 5 feet, 8 feet. Right.
So these are basically giant winged squirrels for this guy.
Yes, and he's really proud whenever there's a lot of them. So, like, he was in rare form with the fact that I rolled a d4 and there were 4 of them up there. So, okay. Can I get a perception check from everyone?
I guess.
In the tower?
Yes, please.
Wow. I rolled persuasion first. I apologize.
Oh, okay. So, Aiden and Gesh. You must have been kind of near the hole when all this went down. By the way, Arjak, where are you?
You know, I don't know.
Okay.
He's floating on that pillow.
I would be, I guess, near Traven and Gesh. I don't know where my token is.
So at this point in
On the
time,
first
he
floor.
fell back through the hole and landed on the first floor.
I didn't
Just
jump.
a little too excited. Yeah, but you didn't bring your character up, so I'm telling you what happened. But I think Gesh owes you 5 gold because you landed squarely and did kind of a bit of a, gymnastic landing at the conclusion of it.
No, we didn't. We didn't shake on it like
Oh,
Budman.
I'm sorry. But anyways, as you fall right through the area, though, you kind of take notice and you startle Zephyros just a little bit, and so it causes Gesh and Aiden to kind of hear the conversation. You see him; he's sticking his head through the tear in the sky, and you kind of hear him talking to something, and you hear these muffled communications come back. And then he sticks his head back out when you kind of go through. You're like, get involved! Moment. And all of a sudden, right through. And so he kind of goes, what? That was weird. He didn't see you kind of fall to the first floor and sticks his head back into this tear in the sky.
Can I make a religion check to see if I've ever read anything about tears in the sky that lead to Celestia?
So let me just make sure that you understand what I said verbally. I said tear, not terror.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, tear. Like
Okay, sure,
Bad
absolutely.
Wolf, Doctor Who.
Yeah, absolutely. Go
Can
ahead.
I just interrupt for one out-of-game thing for a second? Abby,
Sure.
you've got a light on in back of you that's shining like right in the camera, and that when you talk, it's like. I'll ask you 3 questions.
Aw. Anyways.
Oh, it made my. Where'd I go? Where
I
did
thought
I
it was
go?
I thought it was odd when all of a sudden you there you go.
Yeah. No. Is that better? Now
I
it's
think it's
lighting up
better.
my laundry.
So yeah, go ahead and roll a religion check. So Gash, again, you kind of hear this too, where there's this like communication going from the giant somewhere, and you hear this muffled response on the way back.
Yeah.
Aiden, you were you've read stories about magicians slightly out of their league trying to make tears in the sky to contact other planes. Whether or not it would go to Celestia or not is not something unfortunately, that your role would tell you.
Okay. But you can rip the sky and to get to the other planes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So maybe he's not crazy. He's just a really super powerful magician, and will probably fireball us all in our sleep, and we'll die.
I think that's a safe assumption that Aiden would make.
Okay.
He doesn't know fireball though. Oh man, I shouldn't tell you that. It'll be more like ice storm or something like that.
Okay.
So again, the Griffins kind of befriend you all at one point, but they don't stay there. And as it slowly hits past the kind of daylight is kind of fading into darkness, you kind of see that the Griffins never, or at least the Griffins that are here, don't intend on staying the night, and they kind of, while they were comfortable on the nest to just sit on, they all depart as you can kind of start seeing the amount of sunlight creeping away from the late afternoon sky. Anything else you would like to do?
So, since the tower floors are, you said, like roughly 120 feet tall or so?
Right. So
Okay,
the first floor is 100 feet, the second floor is 80 feet, the last floor is 60 feet.
Yeah, I don't have enough rope to make it all the way back down to our jack down there at the bottom anyway. So nope. So just wave at him. Hi.
Okay. Oh, to try
You're
to get him
told
back
wait
up?
Here.
So
Well,
Arjack's just like rolling around in the just like not rolling in the sense of like, oh, this is not like violently throwing himself, just because it's like rah, and then back the other way.
You actually
Because
have a sense of it being like, even though it's immensely comfortable, you have the sense of it being a bounce house as you kind of like when you throw yourself, it's like, whoa, oh, this is comfortable.
It's more of a like his weight and his size doesn't matter here, and he's enjoying it.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I mean, you kind of like look over the side of the cloud, and there's a good 10 feet before the ground is there. So, anyways, it's later in the evening, approximately dinner time. Zephyros kind of launches himself back up to the ceiling, and he goes, "Why didn't you all go down to the first floor?"
Because you told us to wait for you here.
I know, I'm so forgetful. No, that's not the reason I forgot. No. I think it's important for us to go to the first floor.
Oh,
surely.
go second floor. This is mine. Second floor. Go to second floor.
Do you try to launch yourself to the second floor?
No, he just wants the pillows to himself.
Oh. Well, you've been enjoying those pillows now for almost 7 hours, so.
We've been up top for 7 hours?
Yeah.
Gosh.
And the time actually goes by incredibly fast because just, again, the whole majesty of what you're experiencing, right? The rush of the sense of travel. The fact that the top one also has these, they're not clear windows, but there are windows that you can kind of peer out and get a much greater sense of just how fast you're traveling. You traveled rather quickly on boat when you left Jolkun to head to Succumber. You get the sense that within the Cloud Tower that you're probably going about 150%, so 50% faster than you were on water, as it's kind of just cruising through the sky. The other thing that you're benefiting from is you're traveling as the crow flies, so all the up and down elevations that you had to go through to get to Zelbros is a thing of the past as you just kind of scoot straight across. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, if everyone can, again, position their characters down at the bottom.
It's like D&D Tetris here as you guys come flying down from the top of the screen.
So, I'm going to speed you through to the next morning. You all have your wonderful meals. You do everything that you intend to do over the course of the night. Beds are, again, provided. You all sleep incredibly well. Depending on how you look at it, this is either kind of like 2.5 days or the third day of journey. As you wake up, Zephyros is still asleep, and you can kind of hear the distant echo of his snoring occurring. And it's on the third day of your journey you spot 9 very thin and lightly armored humans riding giant vultures.
What?
And they're tracking the cloud and encroaching as you all continue to make your way towards Golden Fields. And
so you're saying we just saw 9 giant vultures, not regular sized vultures, mounted by slight humanoids of some sort.
That is correct. Yeah. It's not a regular sized vulture that some really thin dude is like skateboarding on in the sky.
The Pixie Brigade is back.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to ask if there's anything y'all plan on doing before. At this point,
Zephyros is still snoozing or snoring somewhere upstairs when we first spot these birds.
Sorry, say that again.
Zephyros is still snoozing or snoring upstairs.
That is
as we
correct.
spot the birds. All right.
That's correct.
So, I think we should wake up our host.
Okay. So how would you like to do that? Scream. I mean.
Anybody? Shall we just shout out from? Yeah, let's just shout out from. Frost!
Okay. You hear a, "No, I'm not ready to talk to you yet." And then he says some name, and it's clear that it's something from the Mechanicus range of, the way that you kind of hear it, and there's a hint of gnomish to it all. Not something that you've heard just yet. And so y'all are still inside. But you kind of it happens in incredibly quick, where all the vultures drop directly to the cloud, and all the humans jump off and rush into the antechamber of the cloud tower. Let me make sure
I scream.
Understood. Scream is.
How are they dressed? I mean, what do they look like?
Hold on, let me go. They land atop a cloud, whereupon the humans dismount, and all riders wearing steel helms that cover their eyes and resemble stylish bird heads. One of them is equipped with a shoulder bag adorned with a smiling face. And so
Smiling face? They have to be friends.
Exactly. The two, there's Amarath and Nivan. These two fanatics, or people that jumped off the birds, kind of rush in with these other people, and kind of the curtain gets moved to the side, and they see you see them, and they introduce themselves. They go, "I am Amarath, and this is Nivan, and we would like to make contact with a cloud giant."
So guess is
why?
right there. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, our host is currently indisposed. Leave your card, and I will let him know you showed up, and he will get a hold of you, I'm sure.
I'm not really interested in speaking with you, Dragonborn. I wish to speak with the master of the tower.
Our Jack will step forward. Howdy.
Are you going to actually try to pretend to be the cloud giant?
Yeah.
I actually want to see this play out. Please go ahead and put yourself or roll a deception check.
Okay. So
And make it open. I don't want there to be any confusion about what happens here.
Roll a nat 20, babe.
6.
So The the person who wasn't speaking, Amarath was speaking before. Navan is standing next to him, and he just laughs hysterically. He's just like, "Oh man, you're not even as tall as a hill giant. Don't tell me you're the person who has this particular tower. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever."
Listen, little fella. Don't you dare challenge what you think and what you might think based off what I say and what I might not be saying. I would like to try to intimidate.
Okay, do it.
Openly?
No, in the tower this time. Hold on. I wish you could see it. For those of you on Twitch, you know what he rolled, okay? You say it. This is an intimidation check, right?
Mm-hmm.
You rolled so poorly that they don't even get their swords out. They're just like, what? What are you trying to do? I don't understand.
Did you quit using that chipmunk voice when you do that? I keep telling you, listen, you guys, it's not scary.
You rolled a 1. It is what it is.
Wonderful.
So, let's see. They kind of are at the point where, look, if you don't intend on letting us through and speak to the right people, I'm sorry, but we're just going to have to go ahead and accept the fact that you're holding us from what we want, and roll initiative.
I like this part. I guess we can do it openly. Woo!
Initiative. Boy.
Thank you. Did you even see what I said,
Yes.
Traben? Okay.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
Gesh has some leftover additional necrotic damage effect on him from last fight, so you can...
Okay.
Thank you.
You still resist fire, though, right?
All the time.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
You have divine health? You're immune to disease? Cool.
Okay, so the cultists...
That's right.
What?
Hold on.
Oh, I should have looked over my spells.
For some odd reason, my combat tracker keeps auto-scrolling to the top, and it's not letting me scroll down.
So the good news, or bad news, however you want to look at it, the giant vultures are staying put outside of the tower. Let's go ahead and start this up. Because the cultists are the ones that initiate the attack. The one who's holding the bag that has the happy face on it, he unzips it right before he makes comment about that and throws it out into the middle of the room in front of him. I'm just going to put where it lands.
It's filled with ferrets, isn't it?
Could be. But it lands right there. Okay? Elsandra, you're up.
Okay. And can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so... so I'm going to... Alright, I'm going to do Mage Armor. So that's the first level spell.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the d20 after you're done with that.
So nothing happens. And I'm going to back up. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to go there.
Okay. Next up is Aiden. What's up with Claire going so early?
Yeah, that was the groan. I'm going to cast Bless and also back up. And that's my turn.
Okay, cultist number 4. So you know they're important. With a name like cultist number 4. He goes ahead and runs forward to take on Arjak.
Bad move.
Do it.
Swings with his scimitar.
It's your
It does
death.
incredibly poorly. He swings with all his might, and he's like, wow, this was a bad call. And you kind of see him look over, sort of like, we're doing this, right? Traven, you're up.
Traven will look down at the book bag that was just thrown in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything happening with it?
There, you get the sense that so the bag is kind of upside down, where the bag kind of has a flap that was opened up. It's landed into a point where the whole of the flap is open, splayed out. The hole is down, and you see something pushing out of it that does not appear to be visible. Like the bag just seems to be moving up from the ground.
Can he step forward and kick it back where it came from?
Absolutely.
Then he would like to do that.
Roll an attack. Just roll a d20 and add or roll an attack, and I'll figure out what happens.
Okay. I'll just roll a d20 and add 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough. But you don't kick it very far, and it lands right there. It's
Okay.
still kind of growing up out, or the bag itself seems to be pushing itself. There's some. Have you try to imagine if you have a curtain and someone's raising the curtain, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what it kind of looks like. The bag is unnaturally lifting up at different segments as it appears something is coming out of it.
It's birthing.
He is going to move forward, stand next to Gesh, and he's going to draw his sword as he does so.
Okay. Colt is 6.
Wait,
sorry.
I have a bonus action.
I'm sorry, Traven.
As a bonus action, you know what? No, I'm going to hold. That's good. I'm good.
Okay, Colt is 6. Shifts kind of around the bag, going diagonally and then up, and making his way into the room. You can tell that there's a bit of a martial experience with the people that you're encountering. He targets Traben, and with a flick of his scimitar, he attacks, and again, though, horrible miss.
These guys are bad.
They are not good.
Evil, evil, evil.
Aramath kind of moves forward to here and leans forward, grabs the bag, and does this to it, and something clearly came out, but it's invisible.
Oh, gosh. Lovely.
He then closes up the bag and takes a step back.
Are there any markings on any of their outfits?
Yeah, let's see real quick. Bum. So it appears that they have religious garments on, and that they there is a marking on them. But I would need you to roll a religion check in order to know what this is. This is not a common deity of any shape or form.
Can either of us with the skill roll it?
I would say that you're so far back that at this point you can't roll it. Or you could do it, but give yourself a -2.
Okay. In the tower?
Yes, please. Okay, so Traben, you know this. Aiden, you do not. It seems to coincide with garments that for Yan Si Bin. And I don't think you had quite a high enough roll to go into much more detail than that.
Okay.
Okay. What's next? Arjak, you're up.
Arjak is next. Arjak would like to punch this healthy-looking cultist number 4 with his axe.
Do it.
Let's see here. He'll just do, for now, he's just going to do a regular axe attack. So we'll get in there with the battle axe. That's a 16, and that looks like it hits. So let's do some damage. That's a 1.
Nice. So your intention is there, but your follow-through is not. Is there anything else you want to do before I...
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Cultist number 2, he takes a moment to go ahead and run forward and try to connect with Traven. Again, using his scimitar, he comes through, swings. Did he finally connect?
No.
No! Even with a fairly decent swing, his scimitar just doesn't quite make connection to Traven's holy vestments of defense, meaning armor. Okay. It's the next thing's go. And where is it? Where is it? Where did it disappear to?
That's where you put it.
Okay. So basically where the bag was, Gesh, you get hit with a just an absolute slam. Actually, sorry, let me make sure he actually connects. That is a hit. So you get hit, something just slams directly into you, and you kind of feel it as two, like a punch, a massive punch directly at your chest. It takes another swing, hits again. And this time when it hits you again, you see it shimmer in its outline. There's a being directly in front of you. Okay?
Yach.
Yeah. It's Navan's go, and he attempts to cast, let's say, command on Arjak.
Oh no. I'm not good at these things. Oh no.
Well, you rolled well there.
Oh, but you
Oh,
rolled well, on top of which the additional bless kept you from, and you kind of see him kind of peering through the robes in such a way, and he's like, fall, and all of a sudden when you don't fall, he's like, he kind of squints his eye just a little bit, like, that dumb brute, this should have worked. And when that doesn't work, he takes a step back out of the room. All right, Cultist 5 runs straight up to attack Traven.
Bring it.
Another scimitar attack that again misses.
Got a shield. Ching.
Cultist 7. He wasn't as good tactically as the other ones, and just kind of sits there and goes, I'm not quite sure where to fit in. Okay, Gash, it's your turn.
I am going to breathe fire in front of myself in that whole area there. So you'll, unfortunately, I don't have the invisible foe to target.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and make him visible for the time being.
As it gets engulfed in flame.
Yes. So as you burn fire, and it kind of creates the image around the creature, and it's clearly an invisible stalker directly in front of you.
That was a lot of dice.
That's all the saving throws.
Oh, right. But that was a lot of dice.
Nice.
Ooh.
So quickly the cultists fall.
Nice.
And now I'm going to use my bonus action and use Second Wind.
Okay.
My man.
Nice.
And
Did you just get a lot of health back?
Yeah, he rolled max.
Nice. Gotta remember to unlock this. So, very nice. Okay. Who's up next? Cultist 3. He sees you just breathe fire and kill off 2 of his brethren right away. Steps up and attempts to swashbuckle you, Gash.
Oh no.
Again with the scimitar.
Is your swash
But
and
that is a miss. And we go back to the top. Elsandra, what would you like to do?
Alright. Let's see. Where away is he? 5. Can I see him?
What? See who?
Oh, you can't see Navan.
Navan, yeah, you can see Navan. He does have a bit of cover, though, from all the people that are in front of you because of your size.
Okay. That's not a problem. I can do this.
Okay.
I will do Scorching Ray.
Actually, I'm sorry. You can see Aramath, not Navan.
The one in the doorway.
You can see... Sorry, let me... You can see this one.
Okay. Not Navan. He's like, is he like outside, like out of the map?
Well, it's more like your angle of it, the corner wall kind of obscures him a little too much. So if you were to go 1 square to the left, maybe.
All right. Well, it's fine. I will do Scorching Ray, which is a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
And I'm targeting that dude with one of them. And so that's damage.
Is this a first level spell?
It
No,
is a
it's
first level spell.
It's a 2nd level spell.
Well, I mean, is this a higher than cantrip spell?
But it was a critical hit, and somebody switched it off of my turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my fault.
And it was a critical, so it should have rolled 4d6. I don't know why it didn't. So I'll just roll it again.
Yep.
Oh, well now it rolled 4. So, I guess do whatever you want with that.
So let me go ahead and just apply that damage to Aramith.
No, I'm not. I'm targeting the cultist.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which cultist are you targeting?
I've already targeted him.
Oh, okay.
But it... So the thing is that it didn't roll, it didn't apply the critical because you had accidentally changed it to the other person's turn, so that when I rolled the damage, now it applied 66 instead of 4d6.
To which one?
To Cultist 2, so you should get
That's
him
okay.
back.
No, it really didn't matter. 16
Okay.
would have killed him anyways.
Alright, cool. I just don't know how much health they have.
Yeah.
Alright, so then I will do Cultist 7. So, attack. Oh, it hits. Cool. Great. 10. Last one, because I get 3 of them.
Can you isolate and decide after the fact, or do you have to declare it at the beginning?
Just says you create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets. You can hurl them at one target or several.
Okay. Next time we'll just have you declare which ones they're going after to begin with, and then...
Okay, I mean, I was going to do 1, 1, and 1.
It's totally fine. I believe you. Go ahead and roll a d20, though, to make sure we're not having something funky happen. Wild magic sorcery at its best. Ah, all right. Wah, wah. Next person. Aiden, you're up.
Okay. If I move over,
Actually,
Can I
let me go ahead and
see-
make it easier for everyone too. I'm going to go ahead and lock the tokens. Boom. Okay.
so it looks like I can see Navon from there.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
That's a hit. And that was guiding bolt. So now this image or this radiance is just beaming off of Navan, going, "Hit me! I want to be hit. Look here, right here. Hit me!" Right? Pretty
Can we
much.
go through the blue squiggly line?
It's just a
And
curtain.
then I'll move back.
It's a curtain
Oh,
that got
okay.
pushed to the side.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Cultist 4. He's still going after Arjack. He's not liking the position he put himself in, and then rolls a 2. So yeah, nothing doing. Traben, you're up.
Traben is going to.
And although the invisible Starker is visible, if you intend on targeting him, because there's still like puff of smoke emanating off of him, you're still going to be at disadvantage to hit, though. He's still invisible.
Okay.
You just get the
But
sense that he hasn't moved from that square.
Okay. Traben's going to turn around and hit Cultist 6.
Okay? That's a hit.
Nice.
Okay. The
Guys are
cultists
whipped.
dying like flies.
And then he's going to turn back around and move towards the apparent leaders.
Okay.
He's going to say, "Evil dies this day."
And Elisandra and Aiden can kind of hear just in the distance, kind of half awake giant going, "Evil's bad." Like, they sleep. All right. Anything else?
No, that's all you
Okay.
got for now.
Okay. Okay. So next up is Aramath, who reaches out to you, Traben.
Yes.
And let's see. Let's see how this works. He reaches his hands out to you.
For a big hug. Evil is just sad.
Attempting to cast inflict wounds. You're kind of familiar with this. Unfortunately, he is not able to make that happen. But he surprises you when, even though he kind of reaches his hands out and he misses, he turns around with his other hand and digs a dagger into your side. And you take a modest 3 points of damage. Okay. Next up, Arjack.
I would like to hit the fella in front of me again.
Make that happen.
Okay. Actions. Battle axe.
That's a hit. The cultist looks scared as your battle axe is raised over your head, bringing it
Almost.
down, and we're waiting for the damage.
Alright. I've seen how much. Is he dead?
He is dying.
I would like to use my movement to take a step forward.
Okay, make that happen.
Okay. To there.
Okay.
And I would like to action surge and punch and hit Cultist 3 with my battle axe.
Okay.
Do I have him targeted? Yes, I do. Battle axe. That's a
Nice.
hit. More damage.
Oh.
Almost.
It's close.
As I'm just cleaving my way forward.
All right. The invisible stalker reaches out, and this time with Arjak in its range, it decides to target. Oh wait a minute, that's Traven trying to target Arjak, which is silly.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Don't hit me, man.
I'm not going to.
I think it's because the stalker's not actually on the combat tracker, so it's trying to figure out who to get on there.
Oh, he's there. He's just slightly invisible. So he kind of reaches out and kind of pushes a slam attack against both Gesh and Arjak. Let's see if either of these work. So someone gets hit. Gesh, you get hit.
AC 19.
No.
And Gesh, you are feeling quite heavily damaged at this point. Nivan, not happy with the situation, decides that it's time to cast Hold Person on Traben.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. Uh-oh, indeed.
Is there like something weird with the combat tracker? It keeps like scrolling on its own.
Or if it's so long, I think.
It won't let me scroll down. Like when I scroll down, it doesn't stay there and it scrolls all the way
Is
back
it
up to the
scrolling
top.
now on you? I'm just kind of curious if me scrolling it affects your view of it.
No.
Okay, I
Yeah,
don't.
it's working fine for me. So
Me too.
I've X'd out of it. It's really strange. I've never had that happen to me before. It's very annoying.
Yay! Bless is awesome.
So with the bless, Traben is successful in avoiding said damage. I guess just on his own, he just barely made it work. But with the bless, he was way more confident in this. After that did not work, Nivan jumps onto one of the ravens, and you kind of hear him yell out to his brother, but the birds have now levitated themselves a good 15 feet off the ground. Gesh, you're up.
Rolling again. It's like a ghost.
Well, you are in a scary, scary cloud tower.
I'm going to cast Hex. And then try to hit this invisible stalker.
Do it. Now, do it with disadvantage, though.
Yep. I don't have anything to swing at, though.
Oh, let me just make that available to you.
So Nivan ran off the map. Oh yeah, he's on a
He
bird.
flew away.
Wussy.
He didn't like a taste
You
of
took-
his
you
own
took
magical
short-
medicine.
You did very quick damage to all his kin.
Oh, man, what an abysmal roll. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's rough.
So,
At least they both were terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Cultist 3 is still targeting... No, is targeting Gesh, so he's not going to do that. He's going to instead target Arjak, who had done damage to him earlier, and he's really not happy with the situation he's in. His level of worry is so intense that he kind of swings with his scimitar, but almost backs up in anticipation of this next battle axe coming down on him. And we're back at the top. Alessandra, you're up.
So effectively, Nivan is like completely off the map.
Well,
Like we can't see him at all.
no, you can still see him.
Is his range accurate on this map? Like, is he really like 90 feet away from me?
Yeah, we can say that. Well, no, he would just be outside of 90. Because of him being 15 feet off the ground. So the diagonal there would be...
Yeah, okay.
If it's 90 feet to him right now, then I would say, you know, realistically, it'd probably be closer to 95 feet. Add 5
Okay.
to it.
What do I want to do? I think that I will do. Okay, I'm gonna do Scorching Ray again.
Okay,
I'm gonna do. Yes, I'm gonna do 2 at Navon because I don't want him to run away.
Okay,
And
do it.
The third one at Amarath.
Okay.
Okay, for sure's. Here we go. Okay,
Do you not have him targeted?
I do have him targeted. Oh, maybe I have Giant Vulture targeted by
Oh,
accident?
you know what? Just to make things easier,
No, it says Navon.
I'm gonna move the
record.
giant vulture off of him so you can target him directly.
I mean, it says I'm targeting him.
Yeah.
I
That-
It doesn't
the
matter.
combat
21 would have
vulture
hit, but I just
plummets.
All right. Well, okay. So I'm gonna roll damage then.
yes. Now remember to roll your d20 after you're done. Oh man, brutal max damage.
Is he dead?
No,
here-
he is not.
Okay.
But in fact, no
Damage
damage
should've
got
got
applied
applied
to
to
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. Everyone,
Maybe-
I don't know. The combat.
Maybe
track-
you're not on the combat tracker, Kosher. Is there a way to remove her and put her back on?
Sure.
I remember this being.
This happens a lot with me.
Yeah.
I like it's not like I'm.
You know what? In fact, evidently you're. I can't tell if you're. No, I was about to say. I was wondering if you were on there twice, but apparently not. So we'll add you back on. I think you were right there.
Mm-hmm.
So. Okay.
I was there, but
Yeah.
okay. So I'll cast it again. Why is it rolling 2 now? What the heck? Why do I hit? I don't have advantage.
I put it on him.
Oh,
Yeah.
the first time.
He was
She hit him
hitting
with that
hit with
thing.
guiding light.
So
Yeah.
okay, so just we'll
It
just
doesn't
say
matter
that
because
this
you
was
hit him the
first
other time,
Yeah,
but
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And not so max damage.
and so
Is this applying still or no?
it appears no. So I'm gonna apply the damage for you.
All right.
Okay, but Navon is still up on the bird.
Okay. All right.
He is
Well,
not happy about being here anymore.
and then last one on Amarath.
Another hit.
Okay.
And this time Amarath took the damage. And no wild magic surge. And the crowd goes boo.
No,
feel
the
like
crowd
we're-
goes yay.
I feel like we're building up to it.
Okay, hold on. Just like I have to look at a table really quickly because I want to use sorcery points to get back a spell slot. I just need to see the map.
Well, if you're just gonna get back spell slots, but you're not
Yeah.
gonna cast anything, we'll deal with that later. Aiden, you're up.
Okay. I got it.
I'm going to move over so I can see Navon as well.
Okay.
I'll move to about here, as long as that's not like some kind of summoning circle or something.
No, that's just a hole in the ceiling so you can go up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like spooky looking.
Yeah.
The trapdoor that
well,
opens up alone. Yeah.
yeah, from the air.
Don't look up from there.
Yeah. As the griffin comes storming down and goes, that'd be a good snack. Aiden's gone. No, just kidding.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Get rid of that booty
Good
snoot.
damage.
Oh.
I see.
Oh,
And Navon
Wow.
just, again, now you've done this to a person on a horse. Now you've done it to a person on a raven or a vulture.
Oh, nice.
Whoosh! It's like
Awesome.
the
That's an
legs are
outstart.
still there, kind of dangling off the
Does he
but
fall? Does he fall off the bird?
his legs kind of slide off the bird.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
yeah, that
gross.
And
was
drop
pretty big
because
damage.
the bird is 15 feet off the ground, and all of a sudden you just see this as 2 legs stand straight up on the cloud. Good job,
Sorry,
Aiden.
You were bad.
gross.
Yeah.
Traven, you're up.
Traven is going to swing at Amarath.
Do it.
You tried to hold your hand.
I wanna hold.
I'm sorry.
And
I keep taking
For
it
what?
off of. That is a hit.
That is a hit, and he is going to burn a spell slot and use Divine Smite.
I need just one quick second. Okay, never mind. Go ahead. I made a mistake with him, but that's okay.
Feel the wrath of Torm.
So the damage is heavy, but he is not down.
And that was a crappy roll.
Yeah.
Can I
Poopy?
ask a stupid question?
Yes.
Can we see the invisible stalker?
You get a sense of him as he kind of flutters in and out of visual range.
Okay.
But not. He's still invisible, and you're still going to be dealing with a disadvantage roll.
It's like that predator displacement. You know, you can see the little heat wave thing going up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Where is that?
Okay, I got you.
Think of it as like that whole predator thing, right?
Oh, it's good.
It'll be Traven's turn.
Okay. So Aramath, he is noticing that basically he's got one cultist buddy. His brother is dead. He disengages 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 and jumps off the cloud.
oh, geez.
You see as vultures kind of swoop down for him,
Okay.
but he's just like, I'm out of here. And he jumps down.
Hey, we needed to talk to you.
Arjack.
I would like to drop my weapons and grapple the cultist in front of me.
Sounds good.
How do I do this?
You do a strength check.
Right.
Trick check.
Do what?
Okay.
Okay, it's versus history.
I hate this guy.
You are so weak. We need to pump you up.
Much
And
time
does
on
he have
those soft pillows
disadvantage
has
because
made
he's
you a
heavily
soft little
wounded?
girly man.
No, it's all of the rock leg in my stomach.
Does he have disadvantage because he's heavily wounded?
Totally doesn't matter, because Arjack has him grappled. And he is like, his eyes are huge right now. Like, oh no, I am so dead.
Can I give him a noogie?
Yeah, absolutely. You can give him Noogie. Unfortunately, the invisible stalker isn't having any of it and goes after both Gesh and Traben again with a slam attack.
Shooty patooty. Nice.
Missing both times, though. I don't know. There's no... Every time I put up a CR rating adventure that is, like, in line with the party's level, wha-bam! Take it out. I gotta keep bumping it up. Gesh, you're up.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Alright, so let's see if we can hit this guy. So disadvantage still?
Yes.
And I still have him targeted, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. At disadvantage, man. Ouch.
Yep. Cultist 3, he will attempt to free himself. So I need you to make another strength check. It doesn't. You have to roll a 2 in order to keep him.
You can do it!
Now I say that, and unfortunately Arjack will roll a 1.
No, he won't.
Let's see.
Wait, I gotta do a strength check again?
Yes.
He's been blessed. The worst he can do is a 4.
No, but he gets... Oh! I thought you had 4 in strength. You only have 3. The cultist gets out of your grasp, but that's his action, and he just kind of gets into a defensive fighting pose.
He just like limp-bodied out of that.
Yep.
Why are my rolls so subpar? Have you noticed that for the last 3 games?
I think this is the movie where Arjak is the comedy relief.
Right?
Change your dice color. Change your dice color.
Elsandra,
Change
you're
your
up.
dice color.
So
Not blue.
can I target?
No, I'm doing hot pink.
Can I target the invisible stalker with magic missile, and then will they auto hit?
So I will say no. Like,
Okay.
Because you can't actually see it.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
so I can't target it with anything.
Not. No. I mean, you'd have to give me a reason why you think you're gonna cast a spell into that square, right?
Fairy fire.
Yeah.
AoE?
I'm not good. I don't have AoE yet. Oh wait, do I? No, I don't. So.
Like, I've made him visible just so that we don't
Yeah,
have to...
no, I know. I just trying to figure it out. Well, I
Rush
can
forward and
start
use a
walking
dagger.
forward. 5, 10, 5. Oh, I'll just move there.
Okay.
And hold my action or an attack of firebolt at, like, say if he becomes visible.
Okay. You're readying in
Somehow.
action.
Yeah.
Okay. Aiden, you're up.
So we can't see the stalker. 3 is almost dead. I will heal Gash because he doesn't look so good.
Okay.
I will use my channel divinity. And 10. Does he look better?
He does look better. He definitely does.
Thank you,
did-
little sister.
Yeah. Give you the full shebang.
And I just realized that since the stalker is invisible, he should be having advantage on you all. That was my mistake. I'll correct that next time. Aiden, are you done?
Yes.
Traben, you're up.
What to do, wackadoo.
Oh, totally have a question. Dang.
Yes.
So, you know that 5-foot rate square thingy? Was that a bag, right?
It was. The bag got taken back by
Okay.
Aramac.
Alright.
Traben is going to... He can't see anything of this stalker thing, right?
No, in fact, the haziness that you saw before is slowly starting to disappear.
He is going to... Basically what you all see, he stands there and he says, "Little Fury, grant me aid." And you see his weapon just light up.
Okay.
And he... it actually turned a bright light in a 20-foot radius. And he is channel divinity sacred weapon. Doesn't help him see invisible things, but if he does manage to hit it, the weapon is now magical for a minute.
So because you knew where he was, I'll still let you swing at disadvantage.
Well, that takes an action, so
Okay.
that was his action.
Okay, Arjak. The cultist has freed himself from your grasp.
Did you just punch him already?
No, we need answers.
All right. Hold on a second. Let's see if he gets him this time.
It's still not a great roll.
No, he slips through you reach out and he goes, "Ducks?"
Oof,
It's just a miss.
rough.
You're hanging tight? Arjak, do you speak? Are you muted?
Sorry, I was muted. I'm glad you got my grapple idea, though. You knew
Yeah.
what I was doing. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out. There's not a whole lot I can do. I mean, I could. Yeah, that was my action.
Okay.
I don't have a bonus action to take, so...
So, the Stalker this time goes after Gesh and Traven. And let me make sure I roll this twice. So, Gesh, you get hit. And again, you take some serious damage. When he does it, though, Traven, you're going to be able to swing back at this point because of your... no, wait a minute. You already took your action. You're not readying an action.
Right.
But he gets...
Guess where is this beast?
So this time he actually hits Traven, though. And again, you take damage as well.
Right there.
Oh, Gesh, give yourself inspiration for that. Thank you. Gesh, you're up.
I am burning the inspiration point that I just gained and attempting to swing at the invisible thing.
Do it.
I need it to... I still have it targeted, or is it gone off my...
There you go.
Thank you. Oh, let's see how this goes. So that's advantage and disadvantage balance each other off, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolute hit.
So I need to put the hex on myself now since I actually hit something for once. Yep. Oh, the darn thing partially resisted too. Ah!
Yeah. Visible Stalker is nasty beast.
No kidding, man. All right, that's it for me this round. I got a piece of him. He's right there.
Okay, Cultist. He's gonna disengage. 5, 6. Not quite finding the edge of the cloud, and because he didn't want to get hit, he can't take a secondary dash action. So he's just out in there, kind of going, "Wait a minute, where'd all the vultures go?" And top of the order, Elsandra.
Okay, also, I hate to say this, but I don't think Hex works because you can't see the creature.
Hex, if I hit him, it comes off my sword and draws the damage off of him.
Do you have a special sword?
No. Here, let me read it.
You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range.
Did he jump?
No, he's just sitting on the cloud going, "I don't know where the vultures are."
Oh.
All right.
You can stand on the cloud.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, give
well,
back 6 points. Thank you very much for letting us all know.
No, that's... And actually, I think it's only 3 because he resisted.
Yep.
Okay?
So he's running away, the cultist?
Yes.
And so we can't see him.
Oh, no, you can see him. Remember, the invisible stalker is invisible.
Yeah, no, I know I can't see him. Alright, well, I guess... I don't know, I'll... throw a firebolt at him?
Okay. You can't do that, like, in... Magic spells like that can't be, like, not intending to kill.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean,
Okay.
it's too late. He literally tried to run away twice. It's like,
Okay. Make it happen.
he's gonna die.
Just want to make sure.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway.
So Alessandra, like, heaves this firebolt at the cultist, who's standing there going, where are the birds? And all of a sudden, this bolt, he kind of looks back, and he's confused because he can't quite make out this 2-foot halfling behind Traben.
And I'll just yell and I'll say, "You should come back and live, or we'll just kill you. That was a warning."
And roll intimidation.
I mean, he can't see me.
It doesn't
in the
matter.
tower?
Then
the
that's
tower?
even more scary, right?
Right. That's what I mean. Like in the tower.
Yes. Oh man, he is taking you seriously, Aiden. You're up.
There's no more things to kill. Gosh, oh, you're hurt again? Jeez. I'll move up. But I won't heal you just yet.
Okay.
Well, the fight's over. So, or at least I'm checking to see if the fight is over. I don't know about the invisible thing, or I would not be moving up. So, yeah.
Yeah, we don't really know about the invisible.
Traven, you're up.
He's going to swing where Gesh hit the thing.
Okay. So I'm making him visible so you can target him, but roll with disadvantage.
I am.
Yeah, that disadvantage, dropping an 18 to take a 4. It's brutal.
Gesh it is not there.
Arjak, you're up.
Arjak doesn't know it's there, so he's going to run right past it.
Okay.
And he's going to run right at the cultist.
Okay. So as you do, of course, the invisible stalker is going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
AC 18, it's going to go down by 1 because I don't have my shield. Still
That's
hits.
a hit.
Yep.
And,
I think you're now aware.
Oh, it's
You just did damage to me, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So let me.
As I run by, can I use a reaction?
I returned your health, Arjak.
Alright.
Reaction to what?
To taking damage?
Sure. No, that's fine.
Okay, I would like to use
The stone skin thing?
Stone Skin's Endurance, which does 1d12 plus 2. Let's see here. Let's see. 4, 8, 10, 12.
Nice.
So I'll reduce it by 12.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry,
so,
10.
So you took a point of damage. Like you see, as Arjak runs by, the invisible stalker does whoom, hits him really hard, slams him up against the wall, and it looks like he's about to start bleeding. Then all of a sudden he's like, "No, I've got this," and he's going.
And then I would like to try to grapple again.
Go ahead.
Does he have disadvantage because he's scared?
No, in fact, he doesn't even resist. So whatever Arjak rolled, the guy's like, "I was told to go inside. I don't want to die. Can you take me inside?"
That's a 21.
Yeah, you rolled fantastically, but he's totally terrified and he wants to go into the tower anyway. So he's
Okay.
begging you. Like you have him grappled. He's like, "Please let me get in the tower. I don't want to die." You rolled really well, Alessandro.
Yeah.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. Okay, so Traben and Gesh, the invisible stalker once again applies attack to each one of you. Gesh, you get hit and is dying.
And that's the end of Gesh. Yep.
No, it's not. It's just unconscious.
Oh my god, I should have healed you. You got hit hard.
Does an 18 hit you?
Who, me?
Yep.
That is my armor class.
So again, Traven takes damage too as this unseen wall of force just knocks directly into him.
How much damage?
8 points.
That was 3 attacks from
Right.
the invisible stalker.
So he's
'Cause
invisible, which means he has advantage, and I haven't been able to roll advantage, so I rolled a second time. What I didn't do is if I hit you the first time, I didn't re-roll to go, maybe I got a crit.
Right. Yeah.
So, anyways. So there's Traven. And so I'm just going to, I guess, go by Gesh, and it should naturally roll your... So you had a successful death save. Cultist 3, he's like sitting there still in Arjak's grasp going, ah! And it's right at this point that all of a sudden you see Zephyros jump down to the first floor, and when he lands, it's this massive boom, and he goes, "Enough!" And all of a sudden, any sort of shimmeriness that you had between of the invisible stalker, it just it disappears.
Ah!
You actually startled
scream.
Aiden. Do you actually scream that?
Yes.
Okay, so he's like, as soon as you scream, he's like, "What? What do we do?"
Because some Gesh drops dead in front of me. I don't know why. The giant does that. Then there's this creepy thing materialize. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
You actually
faint,
see the invisible stalker for a second, and then you don't. It doesn't really have a face, but it evaporates. Oh, is this to see if you run away?
If I rolled a 1, I was gonna faint.
Oh, okay.
Still pretty low.
That's pretty close.
Not a 1. Yeah.
So, I'm assuming someone's gonna heal Gesh.
Yes. Are we out of?
We're out of initiative at this point.
Can I start dragging the cultist forward towards the edge of the cloud?
No, if you try to drag him towards the edge of the cloud, he's going to resist.
That's fine. I would like to try to overcome that if I can.
Okay. Go ahead.
Murder hobo time?
No. Interrogation time. You
So
want a
roll the strength check.
Tower or open?
Tower. Okay. He is squirming so hard that you're at your movement is halved. So
That's fine.
you haven't gotten him off the cliff. He's right there at that point.
That's fine. And as I push him forward, I'm like, all right, fellas, so I've always wondered what the average airspeed velocity for a runt like you would be. Now, we have 2 ways we can do this. Either you can tell me who sent you, or we're going to do a science experiment, and I ain't the best scientist ever.
Well, he's like, Navan sent us! Navan! You killed him!
And who's Navan? Who does he work for?
He makes mention of, again, the...
Go.
No, not Ga. Yan Si Bin.
How can I get a spelling on that for?
YAN-C-BIN.
Like the letter C?
The letter C.
That's the dumbest name ever. And what do you call this collective that you folks work for? And he kind of gives them a little nudge.
The cult of Yan Si Bin? I just know they wanted the cloud giant to have pixie dust.
And what's the purpose of the pixie dust?
I'm trying to figure out whether or not he would know. I don't know. I just know that we brought 10 pinches of pixie dust. And that we were here to offer it to the stone or to the cloud giant as a gift. You know, 1 pinch of the pixie dust can substitute for the material components of any enchantment spell at 3rd level or lower level enchantment spell. I don't mean to break the 4th wall.
All right. So okay. So you where's this pixie dust now? I'm guessing your boss had it before we obliterated him.
It's in the. Amaret must have taken it.
Amaret?
He picked up the bag.
Oh, okay. That's all right. You're doing good. Be proud of yourself, little fella. All right, now.
Why am I outside? I was told to go in. I'm terrified out here.
Because if you don't answer the questions in the way I like, again, we're going to do a little experiment. But you're doing great. Don't worry. So
roll intimidation. I want to know whether or not Alessandra intimidates him more than you do.
Okay. I can work off of that, though. Intimidation. There we are. You want open or tower?
Tower. Oh, you don't intimidate him nearly as much as Alessandra does.
That's okay. You see, we're going to be out here, or else...
Go ahead and roll a strength check. He's going to try to break your grapple again.
Strength check?
Yes.
Open or private?
Open. You're trying to beat an 18. Ah, so close.
Can I take an attack of opportunity as he flees?
You can. Are you doing this?
Just open fist. I'm going to try to like punch him in the back of the head.
Okay, go ahead. Knocking him out.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me just to roll a d20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just target him and do your... Yeah, actually, no, you should do D20 plus 2.
Plus 2.
I don't think you're a proficient... Well, you're a fighter, so fist would still work. Yeah, go ahead and roll it just like you're rolling any other weapon.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit him. So, you know, he kind of makes it to the front door. He's like, freedom! And just like collapses into the front door.
All right. Yeah, it'll work. Arjack will work his way back.
Okay. So, we're out of initiative right now. What does everyone intend on doing? Zephyros is not stopping this actions, but he's kind of like, is this good? I don't know if this is good.
It's not good.
So then, as soon as Zephyros hears Traven go, it's not good, he's like, then you must stop. And he's pointing at Arjack.
I'm done.
Some worshippers of Yansibin attempted to invade your tower.
Just for the record, Arjack technically is not good. He's lawful neutral.
That's well, but I think when people give up, typically lawful people don't. But it's okay.
Okay.
Let's say blah 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 blah. So basically, when the cultist wakes up, I'm assuming you're still going to tie him up, though. You're going to restrain him. Is this correct?
Yeah. I'm tired of bear hugging.
Is everyone okay with this?
Can I get my axe and shield too?
Yeah, I mean, you can have everything. And so he kind of informs you that their intention was to... when he sees Zephyros, basically, he starts just spilling his guts. He's like, we came here to give you pixie dust in exchange for helping us bring Yansibin into this world. And Zephyros is like, why would I bring the evil wind into the primordial plane? I don't understand. Why would I do that? And he goes, and they go, well, for the pixie dust, we know you've been reaching out and contacting other planes. And exactly how do you know this? And the cultist kind of clams up a little bit because he looks around and he goes, the dragon told us. Wait a minute. What? What dragon? I don't know that. I'm not allowed in those discussions, but the dragon told us. And he looks kind of nervously at both Gesh and Aiden as he's saying this. We're just going to put the cultist right on the table, speaking to Zephyros. And Zephyros is like, so why did you attack my tower? And the cultist starts stammering again. He's like, we didn't mean to attack your tower. We just wanted to see you. And he kind of leans back and points with his head. They wouldn't let us see you.
No, that's not how it happened.
What do you mean?
You guys drew weapons and attacked first.
Yeah, I think your memory's a little fuzzy there, buddy.
But, and he's like, but you, and he's kind of using his head to point to sort of Arjack, threaten us.
We told you he was asleep. The giant.
We did threaten him.
Arjack threatened.
Awesome.
He's like, we didn't know. We just please don't kill me. And there's like all these dead bodies of his cultist friend, like still on the floor, right?
Yeah.
You haven't cleaned up after yourselves or anything.
No. We'll take care of that in a minute.
And he's just like, Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be bringing Jan C. Ben into the primordial plane. And he goes, and all of a sudden,
That's good.
Cultist dissipates.
The dead one or the live one?
The live one.
Dissipates?
Yes,
Like, as
that's
in
the only word that I
disappears?
can use. And the cloud giant kind of looks up. And he's like, I didn't kill him.
Neither did I.
He's just going to take a
Fall
really...
might get to him.
Say that again?
But the 300-foot fall may catch up to him eventually.
Sudden stop.
No, he kind of chuckles a little bit when Gesh says that because he's like, no.
I do believe I
Where did I
killed
put him though? And he's kind of like I don't know, remember where I put him. Flash to a completely different scene that the party's not aware of. The cultist is standing freezing at the base of one of the hills at the spine of the world, going, "How did I end up here?"
So he will be dead in a few hours.
Possibly, but
And a wizard and 2 or 3 hobbits and a ranger come walking by, and a dwarf looking very concerned.
Or a Yeti.
So yeah, that's what happens. It's 10:30. I don't keep everyone up. I know everyone's got school night. School tomorrow. Don't be up too late. Thank you everyone coming out and watching us in Twitch. We'll be posting this video a little bit edited, only for time and cutting off the ends of the video. Make sure if you're interested in watching us in a slightly slimmed down version on YouTube, go to doremicom channel, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you can be informed when new videos arrive. If you're interested in seeing us live on Twitch, we do have an events calendar. Please feel free to subscribe. And that's about all I got. How's everyone doing? Everyone have fun?
I got to punch a cultist.
That's true, you did.
It was a good knot.
Yes. So we're going to pick up where we left off here. Check the end of the video if you're on YouTube to see exactly how far the party traveled during this these 2 days adventure. 48 hours. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.